You know what makes conspiracy theories so interesting? It's the fact that there's just enough facts to piece together that the otherwise absurd belief seems somewhat plausible. If you're a fan of conspiracy theories, then you're gonna love this, because in today's video, we're gonna be investigating one of the NBA's wildest and thought-twisting conspiracy theories, if Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan are related. And we're going to be investigating this conspiracy along with the speculations that led to NBA fans to believe so in the first place. So if you know you don't want to miss out on the juicy details, be sure to stick around this video as we investigate this matter. Jimmy Butler has proven to be a force to be reckoned with over the years, and trust me, there's a good reason why we call him Jimmy Bucket. He was a major part of how the Miami Heat got to the finals, and after an NBA Finals Game 3, during which Jimmy landed a 40-point triple-double, averaging 41 points, 9 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, 2.5 steals, and scored 47 points to save the Miami Heat in Game 6, single-handedly leading the Heat to a win without their second and third best player, while simultaneously outplaying both Anthony Davis and LeBron James on the court. This type of agility and basketball genius seems all too familiar for some reason. Maybe that's because the last time we saw a player with this level of competitiveness and fearlessness when attacking the rim was back when Michael Jordan was running the NBA streets. If you take a closer look at these two, you can't ignore their resemblance. I mean, if you literally put their pictures side by side, they're almost identical. Suspicious, right? Jimmy had a really rough childhood. He grew up without a father because his father abandoned Butler and his mom when Butler was just an infant. As if that was not bad enough, when Butler was only 13 years old, his mom threw him out of the house in the Houston suburb of Tomball, Texas. According to Butler, the reason his mom drove him out of the house was because she didn't like the way he looked. He revealed in an interview that the last thing she said to him before kicking him out of the house was, "I don't like the look of you. You gotta go." Experiencing that from your own mother at that age, that must have left some scars on the NBA star. Being an outcast from his own house, Butler managed to survive by staying at his friends' houses, either for a few days or weeks sometimes. Later on, Jimmy found a permanent home with the family of a high school pal, Jordan Leslie. Jimmy's new guardians put him through high school at Tomball, where he consistently worked on his basketball skills. To fully understand the concept of this conspiracy, we need to start from the beginning of the story of how the belief came to be. It all started back in 2016 when Therese Owens, a gossip blog, broke the story of how the child out of wedlock, Michael Jordan, would not claim unwanted child in 1988. In fear of destroying marriage, child took on mother's name of Butler. It was reported he paid mother off so he would not tarnish his public image and legacy and role model figure. After 13 years, mother kicked child out of household because payments stopped, and then the source is blank, which is quite logical given that he'd have wanted to protect the identity and keep his source anonymous. Another report surfaced saying Jordan had a kid with a mother at or around the time Butler was conceived. It was well documented and is even reported that he tried to sneak into the hospital and that she received 23 roses while in the delivery room. 23 roses. You know what else is number 23? Michael Jordan's jersey number. And as it has been said earlier, Jimmy's dad was never in the picture, and also Jimmy's mom drove him out of the house. I think we're starting to see the puzzle pieces of the Jimmy is Michael Jordan's son conspiracy theory little by little. If you take your phone right now and search out who is Jimmy Butler's real father, all you will get are conspiracy theories as regards to him being the son of Michael Jordan, which means there's a possibility to this theory being true since we have no idea who's Jimmy's father actually is. Funny enough, if you compare Jimmy's face to Jeffrey and Marcus, who are Michael's legitimate sons, you'd realize Jimmy looks more like MJ than his sons do. I'm not kidding. If you went down the street and randomly asked people if between Michael and his sons, or Michael and Jimmy, who they think are related based on looks, you'd probably find out that most people would choose Jimmy and Michael. Apart from Jimmy and Michael's resemblance, Michael was listed as 6'6", while Jimmy is listed as 6'7", which is a pretty close gap. Whereas if you look at Michael's sons, Jeffrey is only 6'4" and Marcus is just 6'1". Strange, right? As for why this conspiracy claim is even possible in the first place is because back in the day when Michael Jordan was with his then girlfriend and future wife Juanita Vinoy, around the time Jimmy would have been conceived, Michael and Juanita already had a son, Jeffrey, in 1988. And considering how Jimmy was born in 1989, it would seem logical if Michael Jordan did not want to place his reputation over raising a son he had out of wedlock, along with the fact that he probably wanted to protect his relationship with Juanita. So maybe MJ could have allegedly paid Jimmy's mom to keep their illicit affair a secret, seeing how Michael was having a pretty swell time on the court, having just recently then won his first MVP, and was chasing his first NBA championship. Michael was in his prime and was a role model and a source of inspiration to millions. Being ratted out as a cheater and an irresponsible father would have definitely done some damage to his superstar status. Calculatively speaking, Jimmy Butler was born on September 14, 1989, and we all know babies usually take about 9 months to go from being conceived in the womb to being given birth to. So is there any way this supports the Jimmy Jordan conspiracy? Well, MJ played the Houston Rockets in 1989. He played at Houston on February 3rd, which means Jimmy would have been born in just about 7 months and 2 weeks, which would also mean Jimmy would have been born prematurely, and there's no proof suggesting he was. However, remember we said Therese got published his statement saying that these events took place in 1988, which would make sense because if Jimmy was conceived in December and we fast forward to 9 months later, Jimmy would be born in September. And if we check Michael's player log for that period, guess what? The Chicago Bulls had a game against the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas on December 3rd, 1988. You know what else is interesting? Dallas is only just a 3.5-hour drive to Houston, and it's not so unbelievable that Michael might have wanted to head out to Houston because of their infamous clubs or whatever. Also, the Bulls did have a 3-day break in between games after they played against the Mavericks. Enough time for Michael to go to Dallas for a quick baby-making session with his estranged lover. Remember, this is all just a conspiracy, and I'm speaking strictly from an alleged point of view. Having gone through all the reasons why conspiracy theorists cooked up the Jimmy Michael theory, you want to know what I think? First off, the Michael driving off to Houston during a 3-day break strikes me as odd cause guys, this is Michael Jordan we're talking about. He could have had anybody he wanted. I mean, we're talking about the Michael Jordan that had just won the MVP. So I don't think he'd have gone all through the trouble of driving all the way to Houston for nearly 4 hours just to fornicate with one person. And speaking on the subject of Jimmy and Michael looking alike, they're certainly not the first case where we've seen something like that happen. For example, if you take a look at Otto Porter and Wilt Chamberlain, their striking resemblance might lead you to think that Chamberlain was the grandfather of Otto, whereas that's not true despite their resemblance. And to be honest, I'd say they're more alike than Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan. Another reason why I don't think the Jimmy Michael conspiracy is true is if your baby daddy turned out to be Michael Jordan and he stopped paying child support all of a sudden, why wouldn't you do something about it? Because Michael was earning about $2 million a year during that period, so he clearly had the means to take care of both of you and your child, so why not voice out at that sort of injustice? So in my opinion, all these conspiracies don't seem to add up. But regardless, I think Jimmy is a great person and he has my respect because of after going through a horrendous childhood because of his own parents abandoning him. A normal person would understandably never want to ever have anything to do with them, but Butler did the exact opposite. Butler still maintains a cordial relationship with his mom. Butler said, "I don't hold grudges. I still talk to my family. My mom, my father, we love each other. That's never going to change." That's a pretty high road for someone who went through what Butler did to take, wouldn't you agree? Once again, I'd like to remind you that this is all just a conspiracy, and it doesn't have to be true. Because at the end of the day, a conspiracy is only an idea that's fun to investigate and speculate about the possibility of it being true or false. So that's it for today's video. Having gone through the speculations that led to fans genetically comparing Jimmy and Jordan, do you believe in the possibility that they're related? Let us know your thoughts and arguments, if any, in the comments section down below. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.